And there we go. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to Data-Driven Real Estate Agents Models for Success. My name is Danielle Mapes. I am the founder of the Real Estate Prescription, and I am the head pipeline coach of Deal a Day Pipeline. You are here today to hear from a very special agent. Her name is Cynthia Hutchinson, and she's located in Brighton, Michigan. Cynthia, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to see your face. So Cynthia and I actually started in real estate at the same time in the same team, the same brokerage. And we found each other years later and have a really awesome relationship. And I really adore her. And I wanted everyone to meet her today because every Thursday we go live and we answer questions from recent members. Okay. So people who have asked to join this group, when you join the group, you ask a question that hopefully, you know, the one thing you want to change in your business, and you tell us what that is. And we're going to coach you live every Thursday by interviewing a stellar agent who has been where you've been, has felt how you feel, and knows a way forward. So I hope you enjoy this interview today. Stay tuned to the end to get to know how to get in touch with Cynthia. She is a fantastic agent. And if you have any deals in her area, I want you to make sure you get in touch with her so that your people don't end up with a stranger. So Cynthia, without further ado, where do you service people?
So I live in Brighton. I work in Livingston County, and I also service in Washtenaw County. Those are the two main areas. And I will go out a little farther, just depending on the scenario, but mainly Livingston County and Washtenaw County.
So if anyone is familiar with the Ann Arbor area, we're talking just north of Ann Arbor, definitely to the west of the Detroit-Wayne County area. So it's a little more rural, a little more country, still some really great cities all around. We've got the University of Michigan here. So for any of you watching, if you have any connections to that area, please make sure to go lead generate with your people after this, ask them how they're doing, and find out what's going on in their world. And if they've got a deal, you're going to send it over to Cynthia Hutchinson so you both can get paid. All right. So Cynthia, our first question today comes from Nicole Lewis. So Nicole Lewis says she wants to successfully generate more leads. So let's talk a little bit about where your business was last year, Cynthia, and how you felt so that people can understand that they're not alone. And then where is your business today? And then we'll dig into how you did that. So Cynthia, what has the last year been like for you?
Ooh, the last year has been amazing. I'll say that. I went from cold calling and door knocking and all of the dreaded things that we don't want to make time to do and stressing out about, you know, am I being annoying? Do I know what I'm saying? All of these just frustrating things when you first start out to now I'm having these normal conversations. I know like what to listen to when I am having a conversation with someone, and I can build a pipeline that might be, you know, someone might not be looking to move for 5 years, but at least I have that in my pipeline and I can be in touch with them in ways that aren't like the creepy realtor way.
Yeah, you don't have a question mark in your mind about that person and when they're going to ripen, and you don't have a question mark in your mind about your own income because you can see it in front of you in your pipeline. So before this call started, we were talking a little bit about the emotional transformation of, you know, what it was like before you came into the Real Estate Prescription and Deal a Day Pipeline and how you felt on a daily basis. And then you're slow right now, right? So I want you to talk about why that's not bothering you so much. You know what I mean? Like, tell us, explain to us how you emotionally felt before, and then how have your emotions changed in a way that help you handle the ups and downs and ebbs and flows of real estate?
So first of all, the piece of the program that literally has been life-changing for me is I think of it as like the life coaching part where you have us visualize, you know, what is our why? Like dig deep into what's your why? What do you see for your future? And and really work on that. So things that show up that you struggle with in your personal life are things that are going to show up in your business and show up in other areas of your life. So like figuring those out and working on those things has helped me so much. I was constantly worried. I needed to work on my confidence. I didn't feel confident. I felt like I didn't know enough. And I just went through all of the exercises and the processes and reached out to you when I felt like I was hitting a block, or when I felt like I wanted to give up or I just couldn't do it. And being open about those things is the only way you're going to like work on it and move past it. So now that I have this pipeline, yes, it is a slow time, but like last year at this time, I was freaking out. And now I'm like, I have it all in front of me. Like I've worked my butt off for the last 2 years, and now I can rest and take a breath without feeling guilty.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay. I want everyone to hear that. It is possible to go from worrying, from anxiety, from lack of confidence, from like feeling like you don't know if you're cut out for this. It is possible to make that transformation and make it in less than a year. Okay. Cynthia didn't come to me until last fall, and we probably didn't really hit traction until I would say the holidays, maybe January.
Yeah.
And now it's September. So I want everyone to understand it is possible to completely transform your business and your life, but it does take daily practice. It does take picking yourself up. It does take a community and support so that you don't give up, right? And it takes working on it daily until all of a sudden you realize you're moving and you don't have to work on it anymore.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk about income, because that's the subject of today. Part of the reason why you're not so worried about a slow season is because you've had one of the best years ever. Talk to people about the change that has happened with your income.
Ooh, yeah. So I have doubled my income this year. And I think the interesting thing about that is I focused, and I know this is going to sound weird because when people said it to me, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. When you're not making the income, that's all you're focused on is the money. And I started focusing on, yes, the processes. Always have your processes, always be consistent. But I started focusing on like, what am I good at? What comes naturally to me? What can I like really focus on? Like, I want to give back to people. Like, that makes me happy. I love, this is going to sound funny, but closing gifts, I like love thinking of closing gifts for people. Communication, I over communicate everything. It sounds so simple, but in this world, customer service, follow up, getting a phone call back, getting a text back, it's hard. So like the fact that I could just over communicate with people or set these expectations or follow through on them was huge. And it was like I started focusing on what am I good at, and the rest is just going to fall into place. And like following up, following through, just doing what you say you're going to do. And then I know it still sounds silly, but it's like the income, it does come. It does come.
Well, it does. What I hear you saying is you almost, instead of like worrying about all these different lead generation strategies and focusing all your mental energy and even your anxiety on doing those things, instead, you kind of narrowed it down. You said, I'm going to talk to less people. I'm going to have better conversations. I'm going to slow down and follow through on everything I've promised to do. And then you've built your pipeline, and we're going to talk about that because I know that Nicole is like, okay, but how, right? How do you turn that into a pipeline? So we're going to talk about that in just a second here, but she's doing less. And she's focusing on going deeper and being better and being more consistent and running a really solid business. And then, Cynthia, I'm sure you'll agree with me that it's almost like a little orb. And over time, once you stabilize it and you really know how to make things flow, it just kind of grows. Mm-hmm. And it grows and it grows. And now you're doing less stabilizing your business and systems and processes, and you're doing more meeting new people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so what I can tell you is just my observation, like your confidence level has gone up. I think your enjoyment of life has gone up. I think you've relaxed more, and that's actually creating better results in your business.
Yeah. It is like you don't have to, there's always this like grind and this hustle and like you have to be 24/7, and you don't. Like if you can get like you said, your processes in place and in your schedule and still make time for your personal life, then you can work everything out in a way that you start making money and you, like you said, you enjoy life and you can relax a little.
So I heard a few shifts in there. Okay. So from our deal a day pipeline, 5 simple shifts for a deal a day pipeline, that's our master class. And by the way, we are teaching a 2-day intensive coming up if you want to go through it live. Okay. But yeah, we teach the 5 simple shifts. And what I heard you say is number 1, put work last. So you do schedule. And we had a question on here about scheduling from Tanika Belfield. So, Tanika, if you do make your schedule, you put your personal priorities in the morning and then the evening, you block off the weekend time that you want for your personal priorities, your personal life, and then it forces you to get really efficient when it comes to during the day. And our recommendation always is, do your predictable growth generating activities in the morning as much as possible. All the follow-up, all the service, all the, building your vendor partner list, all those things, do it in the morning so that your afternoons are free, right? You're free you have white space. And the reason why that's so important is because as you move those time blocks, like let's say your morning gets thrown off, you just move the time block to the white space. Now you have flip-flopped your day, but you still get what you need to done, right?
That's what I feel like is really important. And I remember you telling me that. I would always be like, if I didn't get to something, it'd just be like, oh, I didn't do it. I'll do it some other day. But no, it's just replace it, move it down, and it's okay. Like it's not going to go perfectly every day of every month of every year. So you just move it down and you still get it done.
Yeah, I think that's a huge, huge aha moment for a lot of people is when they realize that all these movers and shakers and rock stars, they think of them as following their schedule perfectly. Yeah. And that does not exist in real estate. It doesn't. What perfect looks like is knowing what you need to do to move your life and your business forward on a daily basis and to consider it like a yoga practice. It's going to feel weird when you don't do it. Feels like you're not breathing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So know what you need to do on a daily basis and play with your calendar so that fluidity, that white space has to be there so you can be fluid, but by golly, know what your job is and go get it done.
Yes. Yeah. It's like some things might not work on one week that you schedule certain things and you might be like, oh, this just doesn't feel right. Then change it and like have it work for you. But stick to it as much as you can. And you start to learn what things like in real estate and in business at, the text that comes in at 10 o'clock at night, does that need your immediate attention or can that wait until the next day? And have you communicated to your clients at 8 o'clock at night, unless I'm in the middle of a very, very important transaction with you, I'll respond to you the next day. And that's okay. And they respect that.
So I love what you said, because what you just said is after a while, you start to realize what you need to do every day and what can kind of wait. And I think that is absolutely critical for people to understand. It's about doing less, not doing more, right? Yeah. And if you have good systems and processes and you over communicate, you get a lot less text messages at 10 o'clock at night.
Yes, you do.
So, okay, so let's talk about the pipeline a little bit because we have questions about financial resources from Jan Fife, Sharon Rehders, income, LaToya Johnson, be profitable. And it really comes back to what Nicole Lewis's question was, which is how can I successfully generate more leads? So Cynthia, how do you interact with people on a daily basis that allows you to build a pipeline? And then we'll get into how do you turn that pipeline into business. But let's start with the first question. What are you doing that's leading to these moments where you're consistently building your pipeline?
Well, I'm talking to a lot of people, which before I was a little hermit sitting at home. but I literally, and I'm not joking, I talk to complete strangers, and it's a natural, like I'll compliment someone on a haircut or anything, but it's genuine. I'm not like in my head, like, oh, I need to say something to this person so I can figure out if they're going to move or not. It's a genuine conversation, and people are very receptive. You just don't get that these days. You know, strangers aren't talking to strangers or complimenting strangers, and you find out a lot about people. So I have a ton of conversations all day, every day. I mean, there might be some days where I'm not talking to anyone, and that's okay. But I'm always putting that names in my pipeline if I get them. Social media for me is really big. I try to be on social media as much as I can, whether it's doing a video so I can educate someone on something, or doing a post on like home decor. I get so many people that reach out to me on social media that I think no one's watching me, no one's listening, no one's paying attention. And they're like, hey, I saw, you did a video on this. I'm thinking about moving, next year, whatever. So those are the main things for me.
Let's dial in on that just a little bit, okay? So she's got two main strategies, guys. She's talking to people every single day. They could be strangers, they could be people she knows, they could be vendor partners, even businesses, things like that. And then her second strategy is social media. So really quick, are we talking like Instagram and Facebook? Are we talking hashtags? How are people finding you?
Instagram and Facebook. That's it. I mean, sometimes I do hashtags. Sometimes I forget to do hashtags, but I just try to be just present, or maybe even in the stories, the Instagram and Facebook stories. And the more you do that, the more comfortable you become. And I just try to remember, like, I'm just offering, like, I do have information that people need and people want, and it works.
So are you doing, I'm just out of curiosity, because you're not really promoting the social media channel, but it is growing and people you don't know are looking at it. Are you doing reels?
I do some reels, yeah. And I do just like some regular videos, and some just like a post of, like a fall decor photo, like how to decorate your front porch for fall or something like that.
And you're not putting any money behind these posts, correct?
None. Not a cent.
All right. And is it Cynthia Hutchinson? Is that the account you're using, or are you using like a specific name for your account?
My Facebook is Cynthia Hutchinson. My Instagram is Cynthia Hutchinson _ realtor.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So if you want to go and check out what Cynthia is doing on social media and how it's working for her. Whoops. Are we buffering? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay. And we're good. All right. So if you want to go check out Cynthia on her Instagram or Facebook, Cynthia Hutchinson Realtor, you can go take a look and see what she's doing. So let's go a little bit deeper now on these conversations with people. Okay. What is the thing that happens in that conversation that allows you to say, this is a deal in my pipeline?
So it really is me kind of listening more than talking, which I've also learned is quite a radical concept. I like to chat, and I don't listen very well. So this has also taught me what things to listen to while you're still having like a normal general conversation. So, I mean, I guess it just depends. Like, for example, yesterday I was at this cute little shop in Brighton. I was looking for a closing gift. We have buyers coming from Georgia. They're moving to Michigan. They built a new home. So I was at the shop and I got this cute little sign. And so I can buy the sign and I can walk out and there's no conversation. Well, I said to the lady that owns the store, I'm like, I need your opinion. I said, I'm a realtor and I'm doing a closing and I'm getting a closing gift for my clients that are moving from Georgia to Michigan. Do you think that this is a good thing? Because it says today is a new day to start something beautiful or something along those lines. And so just like information like that. And that's, I know this is a business owner, but But then I can say, how long have you owned this store? And then just like building into that conversation.
I want everyone to notice what she just did. She did not make a statement. She asked a question. She asked a question, okay? Asking questions and listening really well is the key to all of this. So Cynthia, can you give us a hypothetical? What is something that person might say, or a way the conversation might go to where your antennas go up and you go, wait a second, I just heard a trigger for a move. Give us an example.
So she could say, I've owned this store for 20 years. And then I could follow up with, oh, do you also live in Brighton? Do you live in the area? And then she could answer with, no, I live in, Howell. I could say, how long have you lived in Howell? Do you like it out there? Do you have, family, children? And then all of that can turn into, well, my kids are actually out of the house and I'm thinking about maybe downsizing, or, so it all just kind of like falls into place.
So I will tell you right now, guys, the three people that we have our students talk to is vendor partners, like business owners or electricians and plumbers, strangers, and people they know. Okay. And that includes past clients. So if you want to know who she's talking to, that's who she's talking to. Number two, the two types of questions we have people ask are geographical questions and family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You heard both of those in her questioning. Where do you guys live? How long have you been there? Where were you from originally? Do you have kids? Do you live with your kids out there? Oh no, my kids are grown. Boom, trigger for a move. Oh, really? So it's just you in the house, Are you guys thinking of downsizing anytime soon? Or they might even volunteer that information a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a stranger at Costco, because I was getting another closing gift. There were these really cute fall doormats, and this lady was standing next to me, and both of us were looking at them. And all I said was, oh, I wish they had like this design, because they were out of it. And she's like, yeah, that's so cute. She goes, oh, I don't need another. I have enough of these. I said, I'm going to get one for my clients. I think it would be a really good like housewarming gift. And she's like, oh, are you a realtor? Like, I didn't even say it. I was like, well, yes, I am. I said, I thought this would be cute along with blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I wish my realtor would have done something like that for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to drop the words my clients. Okay, so here's another tip, guys. If you want to talk to someone and you don't have a good reason to talk to them, you can give them a call and you could say, hey, I've got a quick question for you. I've got a client moving to town. They've got teenagers and they're looking for a great orthodontist. I know that you have teenagers. Who do you use? Or I have clients moving to town and they're buying a pool. I know you guys have a pool. Do you have a specific company that comes out to open and close your pool? Right? I have clients moving to town and they need a great landscaper. I was curious, do you or anyone in your neighborhood use a landscaping service and do you like them? That's called a reverse problem solve. So most people will avoid following up with people because they don't have an authentic reason to make the call. Well, guess what? Now you do.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
You don't feel creepy.
Yeah. You don't have to be a weirdo. You can be honest, So all right, cool. So we just talked about how to take simple conversations, who to talk to, what to say, and how to build a pipeline, okay? So can you just explain to people, one of our questions is about income, and it's from Sharon Rehders, Jan 5 Financial Resources. This has to do with not only, generating a large pipeline and making good income, okay? But it also has to do with saving money and saving profit. So these are two different questions. Number one, how does building a pipeline like this increase your income?
I think because you can just see it. Like you can see it right there and you know what you need to do to get to that point. I think we complicate it more than it really is. You have made that spreadsheet so clear that you can see where your dollars are going to come from, and you can adjust if you need to. And don't be afraid to go big. That was one of my mind blocking things too. It's like, when you ask everyone, how much do you want to make? In my head, even thinking of $100,000, I'm like, oh no, that's not possible. It is possible. It is. You've got to believe it.
So this is one of my favorite topics of conversation is the relativity of goals. Because when you feel down and out, it's like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. And then when you actually find a proven strategy that is simple, that works for you, that feels good, that you could work every day like a yoga practice, which is what we teach. Okay. When you find that, it's oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. I completely biffed. Where was I, Cynthia? Do you remember?
In the process of it, when you streamline it and you have your pipeline and you can see all the numbers in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I was totally going to finish my thought in some way or another, but that's okay. It's early and I started plugging this thing and then I forgot. Okay. But anyways, when you find a strategy that works, the relativity of goals, that's where I was. Okay. When you find a strategy that works and all of a sudden you work it daily, the compound effect starts to take into place. So you put a deal in your pipeline and then another deal in your pipeline and then another deal in your pipeline. And after 30 days, you have 30 freaking deals in your pipeline. Right, guys? And you have to remember 30 deals times $10,000 GCI per check is $300,000. And you built that in 30 days. Insane. Okay.
Yeah.
And what I've realized just even a few short years ago, my income goals were high, but they felt like unrealistic. And I was just sharing with my family, oh my gosh, our lives have completely changed. And our goals that we used to think were so crazy now, they're bare minimum for us. We're shooting so freaking high. And 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we never would have contemplated the goals we have now, ever. And I'm hearing you say the same thing. So I want everyone to hear this out there. If you are down and out and you feel like $100,000 is just out of your league, believe you me, all you're missing is a proven strategy that is simple, that you can work daily, and tracking. Okay. Track. So if you are interested, guys, head over to Streamline Success, our 2-day real estate mastery intensive. I'm going to ask Cynthia a question right now, and she's going to tell you whether or not you should go and why. Cynthia, this class, this time around, is going to be on October 16th and 17th. Instead of attending a webinar that is 55 minutes long, I am going to be teaching these shifts live and giving people actual tools, okay? And the baseline price of the program is $99.
Wait, I have goosebumps.
Okay, so I'm going to blow your mind even more. If they register prior to October 6th, they get a $72 discount. And it's $27.
Okay, y'all, this is a no-brainer.
Like, why? Tell people why. Explain to people why.
You have to trust the process. Like, look at Danielle. Look at me. I would have never said this 2 years ago. You have to trust the process, show up, and do the work. She has proven skills, proven strategies. Look at where she is. Look at where the people are in her program. If you're feeling like you're stuck, if you're feeling like you're the only one on this island, which is exactly how I felt, you have to do this. It literally will not only transform your business, it transforms your life. I told her before the call, and I didn't want to start crying, and I won't. Like, she has literally transformed my life, not just my business, but it will happen. It does. Do it. Go sign up now.
You want to have your mind blown even more? For $49, they can get tracking systems.
That's the best. That's the best. You don't even have to figure it out then. It's there for you.
So Cynthia, Joe Deli Carpini, Patty Carlson, all these people, they will tell you, you are not going to get the same results that they got by going through our program. You're not. It's impossible. I talk to these agents every day for like 90 days. We pick ourselves up every day for 90 days. You're not going to have this massive transformation that they have. But guess what? You're going to at least be pointed in the right direction. You're going to be told what you need to stop doing now, what you're wasting money on, because that's the other part of profit, is reduce your expenses. What we teach is absolutely free to do. Okay. So number one, you're going to get told what to stop doing. Number two, we're going to tell you exactly what to do. And then we're going to give you the tracking sheets, which is the cornerstone of why my students do so well. Now, it's not going to get you the full mile, guys, but it's going to get you moving in the right direction. Cynthia, once they get a few deals in their belt using these strategies, do you recommend that they actually join coaching?
Oh, 100%, 150%. You don't, in this program, you do not get a tiny, even a slice of, like, if you join a team that's promising you the moon, the stars, the planets, everything, you're not getting any of this if you join a team. If you join this program, you get everything. I'm dead serious. I cannot say that enough. You're not going to get this on a real estate team that's even going to promise you that they will do half of it.
You know, that blows my mind all the time when people say they don't have money for coaching. It blows my mind because most people will pay their broker 20, 30, 40, 50. I've seen $150,000 paid out to a team or a brokerage, but you can't afford a coach.
Right.
Let your broker be your broker. Let your broker talk about contracts. Let your broker give you E&O insurance. Let your broker be there to answer questions when you're in a hard transaction, and hire a real estate coach to level your business up. Your broker doesn't do that.
No, and look at the most successful agents too, or business owners or whoever. They all have coaches. They all have mentors. It's crucial. It's critical if you want to be successful.
It is. Cynthia, how can people get a hold of you if they would like to send you deals? We're going to keep this on the page. We're going to put Brighton, Livingston County, Washtenaw County up on the page so it's searchable. How can people get a hold of you if they have a deal to send to you that you can close and they can get the referral fee?
So my cell phone, honestly, is the best way to get a hold of me. Do you want me to give that number?
It's totally up to you.
Yeah. So it's 734-845-0054. I always have my cell phone on me. I don't always respond right away, but you'll hear from me. My Facebook, Cynthia Hutchinson, and then the Instagram, Cynthia Hutchinson _realtor. My email is cynthiahutchinson14@gmail.com. I keep it very, very Cynthia Hutchin-ish.
Yeah, you're branded. You're branded. I'm branded too over here, so it's fine. All right. Okay, you guys, this was your 30-minute coaching session with Danielle Mapes, myself, and Cynthia Hutchinson, a fantastic and delightful realtor in Brighton, Michigan. Today we covered who to talk to, what to say, how to build that pipeline, and also, how the key to your increasing your income is in doing your daily conversations like a yoga practice. And then reduce your expenses by golly, please, because that's the key to profit. Stop paying for leads, stop paying those referral fees on those, referral leads that you get online. And put your broker in check too. Make sure you are not paying too much money, more money from a broker than you're getting back in return. Okay. All right. So guys, Deal a Day Pipeline Streamlined Success 2-day mastery is Monday, October 16th, Tuesday, October 17th from 11 to 1 Eastern. It currently costs $27. Prices will go up shortly for $49. You can also get the tracking sheets. And then you're going to learn the simple strategies and proven methods that have led to hundreds of realtors this year put a deal a day in their pipeline for every 5 conversations that they have, without the ick. All right, Cynthia, any sign off words?
Just go do it. Stop thinking about it and go sign up. She's wonderful and you will not regret it.
Thank you so much. All right, you guys, we had a blast today. Cynthia, you can stay on. I'm going to end this live.